we're coming into Sioux City. Actually, I guess this is North Sioux City, South Dakota. I haven't videoed anything today because really hadn't seen anything different than just the planes that we saw yesterday coming into Presho, or however you pronounce it. I got to call that guy to ask him just how to pronounce that. The campground. So I thought I'd just go ahead and record a little just to have something for today. We should be crossing into Iowa here in just a few minutes. I'm guessing North Sioux City is in South Dakota, and Sioux City is in Iowa. Sioux City may ring a bell to some of you. Back in many years ago, and I cannot remember how far back. And I just watched a movie on that. And I'm sorry I don't remember it, but you might want to look it up for yourselves. There was a case where I believe it was a United airliner, DC-9 or DC-10, I believe it was, that had lost an engine, the tail engine, and all their hydraulics, and then they were headed for Chicago and had to find a place to put down. And Sioux City actually became the target for them. It was the only place they could land. They didn't think they could make it to Des Moines, so they opted to land in Sioux City, which had a runway that was really too short for them. It was only a 9,000-foot runway. And so when they came in, they somewhat lost control, veered to the right, and they had targeted a 6,000-foot runway, but they had veered to the right because they couldn't steer it very well, and landed in a cornfield. And miraculously, I forget how many, I think it's like 178 people out of 300 and some odd survived the crash. But Sioux City had, and I didn't know this before I watched the movie, but they had in the past couple of years been establishing a emergency disaster task force and done a lot of training, and so that training came into play then during that crash, and that played a lot into how many of those people survived by getting on site, getting the people to the hospitals, coordinating the ambulances to the hospitals, and such as that. So anyway, it's a great movie. I think the name of the movie, should you like to check it out, is called 1,000 Heroes. And for those of you that have Amazon, it is on Amazon Prime. But anyway, so the great opportunity here for us to come through Sioux City. So there is the Welcome to Iowa sign, and we are now in...
Welcome to Iowa.
We're now in the great state of Iowa. Let's see, by my count, this probably makes somewhere around 16 maybe states. Let's see. I'll have to count them up and get back with you on that. But let's see. Alabama, Texas. New Mexico. Yeah, I think by my count that's about 17 states so far, and with several more to come. And also, let's see, that'd be 2 Canadian provinces and 1 Canadian territory. So it's been a heck of a trip, folks, I guarantee you. And it ain't over yet. I'm hoping to be able to get a little bit more in. We may, if things go well, may be able to go from up to Wisconsin later in the week, next week, or sometime next week. Hope to catch a tractor show sometime tomorrow, maybe. And so it's been a heck of a trip. So I just wanted to capture a little bit, mainly crossing Iowa, and tell you what I had seen out of the movie about Sioux City, and I was pretty impressed with that movie. So it's got some real named actors in it. Some Charleston Heston and several others. Can't call them right off the bat, but if you get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. Called 1,000 Heroes. They were the model, by the way, for future disaster response teams that were put together for, involving the whole of the different governments and agencies. I guess you'd call the whole of the agencies approach. Not sure what river that is. Maybe the Iowa River. I don't know. We hadn't crossed it, so we haven't seen a sign to say what it is. But I might want to look it up and post a comment out there as to what river we're running beside in Sioux City, Iowa. Our journey today will take us, by the way, not only through Sioux City, but it'll take us over to Fort Dodge and down to Waterloo, I believe. We'll go through Waterloo. And for those of you that are not necessarily John Deere fans, that's where many of the John Deere tractors were made, in Waterloo, Iowa.
In 2 miles, use the second from the right lane to take exit 144 for US 20 East, US 75 North toward Fort Dodge, Lamar.
But pretty much all of the horizontal 2-cylinders, in fact, I believe all of the horizontal 2-cylinder John Deeres were made in Waterloo, and then later on, there's also, I believe, where the new generation tractors were made. I'm not positive about that, but so anyway, the great museum there there at the John Deere factory. Wife and I visited there in 21, and it just a phenomenal museum. I give a shout out to those folks, and also to a good friend of mine who had his tractor there for a number of years. His grandpa's tractor, I believe it was. So, anyway, great place to visit. So now you folks that haven't traveled to Iowa, you're now by way of A video.
In a half mile, use the second from the right lane to take exit 144 for US 20 East, US 75 North toward Fort Dodge, Lamar. Use the second from the right lane to take exit 144, then use the left lane to take the US 20 East ramp.
I was thinking our journey was going to take us through Nebraska, and I'm just not sure
Use
why.
the left lane to take the US 20 East ramp.
Not sure why I thought that. Maybe I'd looked at a different routing going down through Nebraska and across
Continue
through
on
Omaha.
US 20 East for 4 miles.
Like a real nice looking area. Lots of parks. I always found Iowa to be a nice place. I have to say. Been here a number of times for different events. Several times to Davenport for what we call, they call up there, the Gathering of the Green, a John Deere celebration, and once for a 2-cylinder expo out in Amana, Iowa, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous little town.
In 2 miles, take exit 4A for US 20 East toward Fort Dodge.
Excuse me. Well, I don't know that there's much reason to continue the video. If I do, I'll just do some more jabbering and say something stupid. So, hey, you know, I know y'all have heard a lot of that stupid stuff out of me, and that's okay.
In a half mile, take exit 4A for US 20 East toward Fort Dodge.
Sometimes I think of things and just start blabbering. But y'all are my only people I can talk to. I don't have anybody to ride with me to talk to, so y'all are my truck companions for right now. And
take exit 4A, then take the ramp to US 20 Business E.
I sure appreciate all of you coming along with me on this trip. Some of you have been with me from the start. Some joined in later on. But to all of you that's followed along with me, I appreciate it.
Take the ramp to US 20, Business East, then take the ramp to US 20, Business East. Take the ramp to US 20, Business East, then merge onto US 20, Business East. Continue for 208 mile.
All right, well, we're gonna shut it off here for a little while, and maybe we'll find something on down the road to video before the day's over. If we do, I'll certainly turn her on, and if we don't, well, I'll talk to you at the end of the trip today. Y'all have a great day, and I'll be back with you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can certainly tell we're in Iowa now. You notice the hills are a little more rolling, but you can see lots and lots of cornfields. So we're between Iowa and Illinois. We'll see lots of cornfields. I recall years ago we went to a tractor ride. This was in Illinois, but who also, I don't know which one has more corn acreage, Iowa or Illinois. I'm sure there's big arguments about that. But we were at a tractor ride, and my brother was taking pictures during the tractor ride, and I guess somebody had called his wife and asked where she was. She was assisting him in taking the pictures, and they asked where they were. I don't remember the exact story, but at any rate, her answer was they were at the corner of corn and corn. So the cornfields are just beautiful when you look at them out over the fields. It's sort of like the wheat crops out in the plains. Just beautiful. The corn is just beautiful when it's out there and growing. So anyway, a little too much jabbering, but too many stories. But we are amongst the corn belt now, and I'll keep the video on for just a little bit. I forget the name of this little town we're coming through. But for those of you that are tracking us on the map, we are traveling east on Highway 20. We just came off of interstate, I guess it was 29. You see the corn there. So we'll continue east for quite some time. Looks like 194 miles worth, actually, until we get to Waterloo. Beautiful fields out here. These folks are very fortunate to be among the agricultural belt of the United States, who, thanks to the farmers who feed us, make corn available for us for multiple uses, not only corn oil and food, corn meal, but also the ethanol that goes into our fuel. Some like it, some don't. It don't matter to me either way. As long as it puts food on their table, I'm okay with it. So, sometime when you get a chance and you see a farmer, thank them. Thank them for all the hard work they do to make the products they make available to us. There's some beautiful cornfield right there. If we get further forward to eastern Iowa, you'll see just areas of just, as far as you can see, corn. up in Alabama, rural Alabama, as a matter of fact, and I thought we were big farmers down there. You know, almost everybody in my little rural community had something to do with farming. They either were farmers, or they worked for farmers, or they were sharecroppers. And I thought we had big farming until I first went north into Illinois, and that's when I realized what a real farms were. I mean, we had small fields. We mainly focused in cotton and some corn, but our fields were small. They rows didn't go as long as the eye could see. So I found out what real farming was about when I came up into the corn belt of the Midwest. All right, enough jabbering. I'm going to shut this thing off for a little bit. Be back with y'all. I thought I'd catch a little more video here, folks, of I thought kind of a contrast as I was sitting here thinking about it, between the cornfields and the windmills. Kind of rhymes on cornfields and windmills. Two renewable sources of energy, when you think about it. You know, I'm not anti-renewable energy at all. I think that takes a little bit of everything, but I think it's kind of neat to see the contrast between the cornfields and the windmills. I thought y'all might enjoy that. How many of you been in places where there's vast quantities of windmills? Some places more than others. You know, sometimes they just take over the landscape, and it's kind of annoying to me. But I want to try to be reasonable, but when you think about the carbon footprint it takes to establish or to put up one of these windmills, between the construction of the generator on top, the pedestal, the blades, the transportation cost to get them here into the country and to the location, the crane systems it takes to put them up. I have a hard time believing that any one of them makes for a zero carbon footprint. I just can't believe they'll do that. Are they worthwhile having? Sure. I agree that they probably are. Would I want one on my fields at home? No, absolutely would not. They do have a downside in that they do kill a lot of birds, and they do make for an annoying landscape. And somewhere I was one night camping, and can't recall where it was, but the windmill blade cutting across the moon at night made for an awful annoying staccato effect in my camper. And then on top of that, they have the beacons on the ends of the blades that I guess they're on the end of the blade, but the beacons that are very annoying as well. But you know, I'll leave that to the experts as to whether it's economically feasible to put these things up. I guess it must be for them to be doing it. They're not going to do it if it's not economically feasible. whether it's carbon footprint feasible or not. That's for the other experts to decide. So I've been on my soapbox now a little bit too long, so I'll get off and just wanted to show you that scene. I should have just kept my mouth shut and just let the video tell the story. But anyway, talk to y'all down the road. Well, I think I guess we're probably just about central, a little bit more eastern Iowa. We crossed 35, back out a little ways back. We're still on I-20 heading east. We're about maybe 20 miles or so out of Waterloo, Iowa. And if you notice, the terrain's a little flatter here. We're more in the flat plains, I guess you'd call it. Much flatter here than it was back in Sioux City when we went through there and caught some video. So it's pretty flat here. A little rolling hills, but otherwise pretty flat. So I think I'm gonna end this video for today right here. I'm gonna try to find a campground of some sort here in and around Waterloo to kind of hang out for the night, or someplace to spend the night. So rather than wait till I get there, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here and call it a day for today. I don't know how much farther I'll get. I may eat supper and go on into Davenport. It's probably an hour and a half or so on into Davenport. But if I do, probably won't capture any video along the way. I want you to check out that beautiful cornfield there. So anyway, let's call it quits for today, and I hope y'all have a good evening. I'm certainly planning to try to, and I'll be back on tomorrow sometime with another video, hopefully, or at least a good morning type video. May post something again this evening when I find a place to stay and announce where I'm at. So in the meantime, y'all have a wonderful evening. Bye, y'all.